Oh yeah, you're all there, guys. It's Nick with Couch Potato Fights here with Freddie today. Just doing a vlog regarding. I've got some notes here, so pre-warning. I'll just be glancing down. Not been rude. Sort of a mini review about Martin Bakole F8 Ajagba fight. So I've just watched it all the way through. Had a good look at it. Tried to analyse it the best I can. I hope you appreciate my Mike Tyson inspired hoodie. Nate Diaz, but Mike Tyson was there first. But yeah, the story of the fight basically, pre-fight, a lot of people will comment on Martin Bakole's weight. So he's a big unit, he's about 6'6", I think. He came into this fight at 299 pounds, so fractionally lighter than he was when he fought Joseph Parker. So with Joseph Parker, it's tempting to disregard it because it was such short notice, him getting on a flight from the Congo, I think it was, getting to Saudi Arabia to fight Parker. I'm pretty sure it's Saudi, wasn't it? Basically, wherever he came from, Congo is a fucking hell of a flight to get on short notice. Would that play a factor? He was fractionally lighter. I think he was about 310 pounds, 312 pounds against Parker. So he's dropped his weight a bit, although in the past few years, his weight has crept up. So I think he was the heaviest he's ever been against Parker. He's come back down a bit. In a few minutes, from what I say in a few minutes, you could say it's crept up a bit too much and maybe needs to get down to sort of 275, 280, maybe a bit more weight off, like he was in previous fights. I think he lost against Michael Hunter. He was around 270, something like that. Anyway, you get what I mean. His weight is a constant talking issue. Huge guy. He's got big old wide dense legs. He reminds me a bit of, if you like old school UFC fan, Gabriel Gonzaga, a Brazilian fighter, terrifying fighter. He was about 6'2", but he always came in near the heavyweight limit, near 265, because he was just a thick set guy, a big thick legs as well, like Martin Bakole does. Go on, go you pig. Like Martin Bakole does. So a very dense guy anyways. His height and his build and his genetics pretty much. He's going to be heavy anyway, but maybe 299 a bit too much. But big guy, but maybe he might be better lighter. So anyway, let's move over that. So he might have been frequenting Greg's. I don't know if they have Greg's in the Congo, but he might have been eating too many steak bakes or on the Yum Yums or something, because he was still quite heavy, Then again, who are we to say training-wise how easy it is to get down? I don't know. There aren't many boxers that are 300 pounds are like elite boxers, really. 300 pounds is huge, is big. So would this be a bounce back fight? So he fought against Joseph Parker. When he fought against Joseph Parker, everyone was saying he's the boogeyman of the division. He just handled Jared Anderson, so America's next big hope boxing-wise. He handled him fairly well, and it really scintillating performance against Anderson. So how would he fare in this fight? So F8 Ajagba, I've not seen him fight much before. I noticed at the weigh-ins, not that I'm saying it means anything, because it's not a bodybuilding competition, but jacked. He's a jacked guy. I think he's got 240. Ridiculous physique. This guy's got a great physique. Yeah, jacked 240. He looks built for power and speed, which sort of comes into play in the fight. So the first couple of rounds, Ajagba had his left hand quite low. So they were both popping jabs out, feeling each other out. But I noticed Ajagba had his left hand quite low, which came up as the fight went on. Although this fluctuated quite a bit. Same with Bakole, trying different things, feeling each other out. It was quite tentative for the first couple of rounds. The first big moment really is probably in the third round, I guess. Ajagba hit Bakole with a big right hand. I don't know why I'm doing that. You know what a right hand is. I'm left-handed, but that's a right hand. I'm sure you've seen one before. He did hit him with a big right hand, which at that point, Bakole's corner, I gather that they said to him, you're going to need a different approach. You're going to have to take his range away from him, pressure him more, and just start wailing on him with body shots, hooks, uppercuts. And the type of punches that Bakole throws, that they're not really loaded. They still look powerful, but he's not like really, his range of motion, they're not really loaded sometimes, but they're accumulative and they're chipping away at his opponent, and he's got huge power. So obviously they said get closer to him, take his range away from him that Ajagba was using to keep at range, sort of stick and move, that type of thing. And he started to have some success and he was landing some bigger shots. So fourth round, he started smothering him, lots of punches. Quite a few of them have been deflected, I noticed. Again, that'll be boxer's instinct. Some of them will have missed. Ajagba obviously will have intentionally caused the deflection from Bakole from some of his shots. But Bakole seemed to be doing more, working more, getting more shots through. So yeah, he was quite measured. He was quite measured, Bakole. I actually thought it'd be a bit of a... I got suckered in because the press conference was a bit emotional. And there was a back and forth, but who's the number one in Africa, number one heavyweight. So I thought it might be a bit emotional and they'd go in and I've got to take this guy out. And it wasn't like that. It was quite measured. There were a lot of sort of like single shots to the body, shots upstairs. But it was, the heat was going up a bit around the 4th, 5th round, I reckon. In the 5th round, to be honest, after that, it seemed like Bakole reverted to his game plan from before that wasn't working as well. So a large part of why I thought Ajagba won the fight was in the first 5 rounds, I'd say he was probably 4 rounds up, to be honest. And again, I like Bakole. When I came into this, I would have loved for him to win in resounding fashion, finish FA Ajagba, and then get back into the mix. You know, in the grand scheme of things, being one of the top guys and not merely a gatekeeper, adding the expression. In the 6th round, yeah, there was a bit of fuck you. I think it's Bakole, you know, fuck you, trying to beckon him on, trying to call him on, but Ajagba will have surely thought I'm winning the fight. I need to keep doing what I'm doing. Sure, I could do the ego thing and we could meet in the middle like Max Holloway and Justin Gaethje. Another UFC reference, but we could meet in the middle, Chris Eubank and Conor Benn. That would have been more suitable, I'll give you that. And just go rock 'em, sock 'em robots. But Ajagba was using his range, his speed, his athleticism. He was landing some shots. Bakole was starting to land the bigger shots. But FA Ajagba, he'll have known how important that win is to him. To get the win over Bakole, who was seen as the boogeyman of the division until Joseph Parker landed that massive right hand that sent him into the shadow realm. So yeah, basically 7-10. There was a bit of Bakole calling Ajagba wrong. Ajagba didn't fall for it. I was quite surprised, to be honest, when I heard the decision at a draw. And again, the final round was basically, I think Ajagba knew if I stay at range, I'm probably going to win this fight. There was a bit of urgency from Bakole, but then he dropped off again. Again, easy for me to say this is like a 300 pound man. Let's round it off to 300 pounds. Professional athlete boxing for 10 rounds. He's going to be gassed out. That's a lot of fuel. He's got a lot of muscle and fat by the looks of it to fuel. I'm still surprised. I thought Bakole would finish Ajagba, celebrate, do a little truffle shuffle, Goonie style in the ring afterwards to celebrate, but no. The decision, I disagree with the decision, to be honest. I'm not a judge. Again, as I say, I'm not a professional fighter. I watched this with my notebook to analyse it and take what I could from it. So there'll be little bits of the technique, but I'm not a pro boxer. I'll have my opinion, but I'm not a judge. But again, opinions are like arseholes. We've all got one. In my opinion, it's did Ajagba win the fight? I think he did. If you were to break it down score-wise, I'd say he won 7 rounds to Bakole's 3. If you had been really generous, you'd say 6-4 for Ajagba. But I really thought Ajagba won. I watched some of the post-fight stuff, and Ajagba claims that Bakole's cornerman Billy Nelson also said, "You won the fight." So Martin Bakole was asking for a rematch. I guess that makes sense because it was a draw, but I'm not sure. I'm not totally sure. I want to see a rematch, to be honest. Maybe I need to watch it again, but if you're asking me at that moment, just as I finished watching it, I'd say I don't really want to see a rematch. Be happier with FA Ajagba going his way, Martin Bakole going his way. Who they could fight next, I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe Bakole versus Derek Chisora would be an entertaining scrap. I don't know if the timelines will line up like that. FA Ajagba, I don't know really. Let's see what Joshua does next. Would it be feasible for a fight in Africa? FA Ajagba and Joshua? I don't know, just spitballing now. But I quite enjoyed the fight. I did quite enjoy the fight. And I thought, towards the later rounds, I thought Bakole needs to get a knockout. He needs to knock this guy out, or he's definitely not going to win the fight. I was very surprised at a draw, because with me, if I'm being extremely generous, I'd have said Ajagba won, but Bakole won 4 rounds. I think Bakole probably won 3 rounds. And to me, Ajagba won 7 rounds. So I'd say 7-3, 6-4. But I was very surprised. I thought basically when the fight had finished, I thought Bakole, if he loses this, he could become a gatekeeper for the heavyweight division. Which, you know, is not necessarily a bad thing. Some guys in boxing might be okay with being a gatekeeper. Gatekeepers are still usually in the mix. They'll earn good money. They're still known names. They're the people that if they get beat, someone beats. If Moses Atama beat Martin Bakole and he became a gatekeeper, you know, the sky's the limit, really. They can then go on and fight really the best sort of 4 or 5 guys in the world. Guys like Usyk. Wow, Ajit Kabayel. I know I keep going on Ajit Kabayel. People are starting to mention Ajit Kabayel more. I just feel like this guy needs a big fight, a big chance. I know marketing-wise, he doesn't always do that. But come on, there's a point where you've just got to give these guys chances. So yeah, what else we got? It was an alright fight. Do I want to see the rematch? Not really. No, not really. It was a draw. Usually, if it's a draw, you'd say I want to see a rematch. I'm not too fussed to see a rematch, really. I'd like to see just put Bakole in a really fun fight against someone like Derek Chisora or something. Just put him in a fight where it's going to be rock'em sock'em robots. It might not always be the best for a fighter's trajectory to be put in those type of fights, but fuck it, I want to see it. It'd just be entertaining. I want to see him fight another power puncher. Ajagba, I don't know what's next for him, but he did make a good account of himself. He obviously came away from the fight. Both of them came away from the fight in good spirits, I guess. No massive injuries or anything. They were backstage afterwards, sort of bantering back and forth. So yeah, I'm gonna next I'm gonna do the Canelo video. I'm gonna watch the full fight, do my little breakdown, and then I'll jump on here, edit the video. This is actually, I know I said the George Fox video would be my first vlog. I think I'll make it this one, a little snappy one, just about the Bakole fight. Edit it, do all that shit to it, and then get it online. Hopefully I'll be publishing it by the time you're watching this. It'll have been online a few hours, hopefully. I'm not too busy today. It's bank holiday, so I'm going to chill a bit and try and get it done. But yeah, Martin Bakole, F.A. Ajagba ends in a draw. In my opinion, F.A. Ajagba won. In a lot of people's opinion, I've jumped on a few different channels. I think a lot of people are going to say it's a bit F.A. Ajagba won, but fuck it, whatever. It is what it is. It's a draw. Don't want to see a rematch? No. Am I interested to see where both fighters go from here? Yes. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't drink too much. I know it's bank holiday tomorrow, but yeah, enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend. Canelo next video, and then I'll see what else I can watch on the weekend. There's 3 events, and you've got a new way tonight as well, the Monster. So there's a lot to get through. Anyway, peace out, guys. Thanks again for joining me on the couch today with this little spud. Say hello, Freddie. And yeah, say hello. Peace out.